All right, I think I'm recording. So I've never done an explainer video on Zoom before, so hopefully this works out. I'm going to be showing you how to use Newton's method to find roots of an equation. So first, let me write down my function, f of x equals 3x squared minus x minus 1. So we want to find the roots of this thing. Lucky for us, we can use a formula. We're usually given a starting place, right? So we know the root of this thing is somewhere around -1, but not exactly. So we're going to start with -1 and then get closer and closer to the actual root. And the way we're going to do that is basically just by using a formula. To find the next step, that would be the x sub 1, you take your first value, x sub o, and then you subtract f of x sub o over the derivative there. Okay, so we're going to just be using this formula. So let's go back and make sure we have our derivative written down, just using the power rule, 6x minus 1. So now I'm ready to use my formula. So the first step, that's what each of these iterations is called as a step. My x sub o is -1. If I plug -1 into my function, I get 3 plus 4 minus 1 is 3. And now I'm going to plug -1 into my derivative, which would give me -7. So what's that? -1 plus 3/7 is -4/7. So that's the value for the x sub 1. So we're getting closer to our root. So -1 wasn't quite it. -4/7 gets us closer. But if we want to get closer still, we can go back to our formula. So x sub 2, which is the goal in this particular problem, is trying to find the second step. I'm going to do, let me clean that up, x sub 1 minus f of x sub 1 divided by f prime x sub 1. So I'm going to use my calculator here because I don't really want to plug -4/7 into anything. So let's do that real quick. -4/7 times, squared, let me do that first, times 3 minus -4/7 minus 1. So my function value, I guess I can start writing it over here. X sub 2 would be -4/7 minus, now when I plugged it in on my calculator, I got, oh, yay, 27/49, gross. And then I have to also plug it into my derivative. So 6 times -4/7 minus 1. So my denominator, hopefully this is not, oh, there we go, okay, is -31/7. Ew. So now I'm going to plug it in real quick, and then I'll be done finding this root. I say this root because I know that a parabola, which we started with, has 2 roots. And if one of them is a real number, the second one has to be real as well. Okay, so this one I got, oh my gosh, -97/217. But that's what I'm going to stick with. It's close enough. So, excuse me. Let's do one more of these. We're going to use the same function. Let's see, let's clear all of that out. But I know that the other root is pretty close to +1. So let me write down my function again. F of x was 3x squared minus x minus 1. And now my x sub o is +1. So to find the first step, right, I want x sub o minus f of x sub o over f prime x sub o. So now it's just plugging in stuff, right? So f prime of x is 6x minus 1. Uh-oh, I've got some Zoom tools in the way here. 6x minus 1. All right, so I'm plugging in 1. Let's see what happens. 1 minus 2 minus 1 is 1. The derivative at 1 is 5. So my first step is 4/5. To find my second step, I want the first step minus f of the first step over f prime of the first step. And same thing, I'm going to put the whole thing on the calculator and see what happens. So that's going to give me 4/5 minus f of 4/5 over f prime 4/5. And I think you guys could probably plug it in from here. So I'm going to sign off on this one. If there's anything else that you need an explainer video on and you don't see it on the YouTube page, just send me a message and I'll make you guys whatever you need. And I hope it helps. Thanks a lot.